Taking a deep breath, allowing yourself to be here for the next 30 minutes or so, allowing yourself to get grounded, to get centered, to get anchored. Allow yourself right now to connect with your higher power, whatever you choose to call it, whatever that feels like for you, whatever that means to you. Calling on its presence to lead you and guide you, to awaken you. Go ahead and let go of anything that's going on in the mind that is distracting you, that is taking up space, that is draining your energy, that's pulling you away from the present moment. Let it all go and let yourself sink into your body, even if it feels uncomfortable right now. Bring all of that energy into yourself. And sometimes that requires taking a breath, letting it go. Go ahead and picture a circle of light around you, knowing that you are divinely guided, you're divinely protected, nobody's energy can interfere. I'm going to go ahead and ask that all of your information, your guidance, anything that needs to be revealed to you, come up to the surface. Maybe it comes up in something I say. Maybe it's something you say. Maybe it's in something that somebody else says. Fully trusting that your answers are coming to you, your solutions are coming to you. If you open up and stay in the present moment and become aware, when you're cleared of distractions, you will hear the signs, you will see the signs, you will know the signs, you will know which step to take, you will know what is the right thing to do, you will have the courage to act on it. And so that's what we're going to be fine-tuning right now. Coming back into your body, starting to love your body as well, starting to see that your body and your intuition all this time has been working for you. Every time you got pain, every time your gut dropped, every time you got nauseous, every time you got sick, every time you got a migraine, your body is working perfectly. It's signaling and alerting to you something is wrong, something is off, something's not working. But for most of us, it takes until we're under a boulder and we have no other choice but to lift it off ourselves and get up, that we do something about it. But I promise you, your body's been signaling to you the whole time. Now it's time to listen, and now it's time to not let it get any further. So when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. Allow yourself to be here. Let them in. Okay, so the first thing coming up today is body image, actually. And I was like, that's kind of random, right? And then I realized every single woman, every single person pretty much on the planet struggles with body image. How many people here fully love their body 100%? You love everything about your body. You love how you look. You love how you feel. Most of us, most people, we're cursing our bodies. We don't like how it looks. We want to lose this. We want to tone our arms. We want to flat our stomach. We want to round our butt. We want to wake up feeling happy and refreshed and energetic. But that's not how we feel. And our body is actually brilliant. Our body is where our intuition lies. Our body is signaling to us all day long what is right and what is not right. But if we're just cursing our body, we're not able to listen to the wisdom that it has. So what I invite you from this day forward, you can make a change in a second. Your past doesn't exist. All that exists is right now where we are. This is all that's real. From this day moving forward, you can choose a new story. You can choose new thoughts. You can choose new beliefs. And the first thing that, although it seems random, body image, sacred no, how is that related? It's the way we talk to ourselves. It's the way we treat ourselves. And if we don't like how other people are treating us, if other people are abusing us and hurting us and not kind to us, we have to start within ourselves. Are you beating yourself up? Are you abusing yourself? Are you talking bad about yourself? Are you making fun of yourself? Are you criticizing yourself? That then is reflected outward from other people. And so it starts with us. And so that's the first thing I want to fine tune. The second thing right here is your sacred no. That's the theme, that's the energy. Saying no to the wrong kind of people. Saying no to the foods that hurt you. Saying no to going on a second date with somebody who's condescending and somebody who's rude. Saying no to being gaslit, to being lied to being cheated on. This is what a woman in power does. A woman in power can say no. That's how she can trust herself moving forward. Because when we're afraid to say no, or we don't think we're worthy enough of saying no, or we have guilt of saying no, that's when we get stuck and trapped in certain situations and relationships that don't feel good for us. But if we can trust ourselves to say no, we don't need to walk around with all of this armor and protecting ourselves moving forward in life. Because you know, in a situation where you're presented with an opportunity to say no, if it's not right for you, you will trust yourself to do the right thing. And so that's why it takes some fine tuning. It takes some practice, but especially as empathetic people, we're so used to saying yes. We're so used to second chances, third chances, a million chances. We're so used to giving the benefit of the doubt. We're so used to justifying and rationalizing. This is the part of becoming a woman in power where you no longer do that. You might sometimes need to do some things out of love and compromise, sure. But what we're letting go of right now today is doing things and saying yes out of guilt, out of fear and obligation. And then we're also working on how we talk to ourselves. If we don't like the way people are talking to ourselves, I guarantee you'll start to see you're not talking to yourself very kind. So what I want to do is open up the floor right now. Anything is coming up based on what I just shared, or you want to share a little bit about where you're at, just speaking right now is how you step into your power. You start to get more clear when you use your voice, when you speak, when you bring stuff to the surface. This is why if you're a coaching client of mine, which pretty much all of you are, actually, when you speak on the calls, it's not so much about what you say, it's more about you getting your stuff up to the surface so you can finally look at it and heal it and clear it and do something about it. That's why it's powerful. So don't think too much. If you feel it in your gut, your heart, maybe you're a little nervous right now, that's usually when you're about to speak and step into your power. So whoever wants to just go and lead the way, just catch us up with where you're at, what's going on, and we will go from there. Do you want to go, Marielle?
I guess I could go. I've been feeling kind of good lately. I haven't been drinking at all. My head is really clear. I'm so much more present, like in life, my kids. I've been doing all this stuff. And I agree with I'm like agreeing with what you say. I was like in a kind of a bad place Friday, and then I didn't have my kids and I was feeling like lonely, and then I hopped on your live and I went to the gym and I ended up having a really good night and productive weekend. And I actually I think I told you I'm definitely not ready to date and stuff, but I do like will randomly hang out with people because I'm just cause. And so 2 weeks ago, I met somebody. Well, I knew him through town, and he's really good looking and whatnot. And he basically like we hung out at my house and we're just talking because I have a deck and a pool. And he had like told me him and his girlfriend and mother of his kids just split up, blah 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 blah. And I was kind of like helping him through what I've been through. And um then when he comes over, he slips up saying like how they still live together. And I was like immediately like, no, like I would not have invited you over to like hang out and talk if I knew you were still living with her. Like, it's just not okay. I was like, you need to leave now. And then I was when I was lonely Friday, I was like, maybe I was kind of a bitch and maybe I should like reach out and apologize. But like you said, like, no, like, why am I gonna apologize? He lied. He lied.
Mm.
It wasn't gonna go any looking for a relationship. It was just more like company. But I was just like, no, like, I don't want that in my life. And I don't, who knows now? He's living with, his ex of 13 years. Like, and I'm not going to do that to her, you know.
Yeah.
So I just felt like good because I'm always like making a decision and then apologizing. I took my ex-husband back like a million times after like terrible things. And this was a lot different, but it was a beginning, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
That's amazing. That's your sacred no. The red flag was right in front of you and you didn't entertain it. And that's huge progress. You even said you took your ex-husband back a million times. So you're starting to break the pattern. That's what we want
Yeah.
to see, and that's what we want to look at.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you for being brave and opening it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, good, good. All right. So let's take a deep breath in and let's let it go. Continue sinking into the present moment, releasing any fears, any anxiety, any worries, any nervousness, letting it go. What I was tapping into before getting onto the session too is how empaths are so forgiving. We're so forgiving, and that's not wrong. That's not bad. But the problem with forgiving with still giving access is that we continuously allow ourselves to get bit and used and hurt and disrespected, discarded, all of the things. And it's because our over forgiveness with over access. So something I like to help all my clients with, because all my clients are empathetic people, is I want to help you still forgive somebody. Because why should you be sitting there hurting yourself, thinking of all the resentment and all the horrible things they did? When you think of anything, you're the one thinking it. This is the thing about resentment. This is the thing about blame and guilt and somebody hurting you and cheating on you. You're the one who's thinking these thoughts in your brain, who feels the feelings that follow these thoughts. So when you're thinking of all the horrible things and ruminating over and over and over again, you're hurting yourself. And so this isn't an overnight fix, right? We're just starting to stop doing that. But the forgiveness really is for you. I never in my work ever say I condone what they did or think that their behavior is justified or okay. I absolutely don't. But I'm trying to help you so that you aren't always sitting in blame and anger and these toxic feelings that build up within you. Whenever we then want to overly drink or overly eat or overly smoke or whatever it is, what it is that we're wanting to push down and numb out all of these feelings that have built up within ourselves. We can't heal them and process them. And then they get to the point they build up so much and then we explode or we overindulge. And then we have a hangover, we have a crash, we have a burn. We have to clean things up more. And so what we're doing is as things come up, we take a look at it and we face it and we heal it and we clear it and we let it go. And forgiveness is a huge part of that. Forgiving somebody for also not acting or choosing you or behaving in the way that you wanted them to. That's been one of my biggest lessons to step into my power is I held so much resentment towards people where they weren't even supposed to choose me or show up the way I want them to show up. And then I'm sitting here in resentment and blame and anger and thinking they're a horrible person. When in reality, they were never meant to be the one who was meant to stay longer or stay forever. And so the forgiveness work, actually, the spin on it is turning it over to my higher power and saying my higher power is the one directing the characters in the show. My higher power knew what that person was doing and actually blocked that person from doing what I wanted because my higher power loves me. So I'm not going to sit here and be angry at this person. I don't think what they did was okay. I don't think what they did was okay. I don't think it was manly. I don't think any of that. I think it was a very cowardly way to do things. But I'm not going to sit there and every time I think of that person or I'm just sitting on the couch, that I'm going to sit there being so angry and justified and mad at them, because that will make me sick. And so what I want to help all of you with is to be forgiving of them, to turn it over to your higher power, to not make it mean that what they did was okay, but to stop giving them access. This is the part most people mess it up. So much access. And as Marielle said, this is what happens is they do something ridiculous, out of character, out of integrity, just not healthy, not good. Some time goes on, and then what do? We think we were too sensitive. We were not forgiving enough. That's just how marriage is. We justify, we rationalize, and then we usually are the ones apologizing or giving a million chances from us thinking it was our fault or something wrong with us or not good enough about us, and that we need to try harder and that we need to do more. And so that's what we're starting to let go of. So can anyone relate, or is anyone ready to let go of the forgiveness with so much access? Are you ready to let go of that? Are you ready to forgive and have compassion without giving them so much access to you and allowing yourself to keep getting bit over and over and over again? So I have one of you in mind coming up. So we'll see who speaks and who shares.
I'll go.
Ah, cool. Hi,
Hi. So I've always had a problem with saying no to anybody, my kids, my family, my husband, boyfriends in the past, and I would just always say yes, and then it would put me in such a like overwhelming and stressful environment because I just always wanted to please everybody and not say no, and then I just ended up with no boundaries. So everybody always expected me to do everything and say yes and just do whatever was asked of me. And I finally have been comfortable saying no and not feeling guilty about it. And then that is something that I've struggled with lately is I've held on to so much like hurt and pain and guilt, and it does like physically make me sick. I know it literally makes me nauseous and just I can't function because I feel like I'm holding in such like bad energy. And I think that was my biggest problem was I felt like letting go of that was making whoever hurt me or that person. But I'm trying to keep that in mind, that it's just letting it go for my own sake and knowing that it wasn't okay what they did. But I always had that problem with doing that because I feel like to the other person that makes them think, oh, well, they forgave me, so it's okay. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't treat them poorly or do whatever. And so I think that's where I definitely am still trying to work on.
Yes. Yes. And you've come such a long way on that too. So definitely acknowledging your progress on that. But it does make your energy so much more clear and so much healthier when you do let go of needing them to think or believe a certain thing about you. When you don't need to prove that you're a good person or you had good intentions, even though they took it the wrong way, when you don't need to show those red receipts or show so much, and you're willing to be okay with them thinking you're a bitch or you're selfish or crazy or whatever you're afraid to feel, that clears up so much more energy. And that starts from you being secure and knowing you're not those things. And when you know you're not those things and people perceive you as those things, it starts to just roll right over your head. Start to be okay with that and see what really matters and what's important in life. And that's something I feel like you really are good at and have done a lot of work on. So you're just going to continue to keep letting go of how they perceive you versus who you actually are. And that's the deeper work of asking yourself every day, who are you and who are you choosing to present yourself to the world? And when you're so clear in that, if other people can't see it or feel it or know it or validate it or approve it, you're still okay and you're still secure in who you are.
And the body image, like that you brought up too, that kind of rolls into that, because like growing up in a narcissistic family, I just couldn't be myself. Like I was always very thin. If I gained weight, I was like tortured. If I lost weight, I was tortured. If I was heavy, like it all kind of rolled into that, being raised like that. So same thing, like if I would leave the house, my family would be like, is that how you're leaving? So I would have to feel like I had to be presented a certain way or look a certain way, and always like struggled with that. And it's so hard to break that habit too. Like in my marriage now, my husband's like, we're not doing anything. Like, why are you putting makeup on? We're not leaving the house. And I'm like, because it's just like what I've had to deal with for so many years. And I'm like, I just want to put on some sweatpants and a t-shirt. And, with my family before, like I said, it was just so, I had to be in the gym. I had to look a certain way. I had to have my hair a certain way. It was very controlling and so narcissistic that like now it's coming back 38 years later from how I was raised. And it's still like a struggle that I'm trying to kind of break and like feel comfortable with how I want to look and how I want to be. So it kind
Yes.
of all ties together.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I see as your spiritual lesson or spiritual assignment is really doing what feels good and right for you, despite what somebody else might think. And I guarantee the more that you keep feeling secure in what you wear, how you look, how you feel, what you're doing, if you want to take a nap, whatever it is, that either people are going to stop making comments or it's really truly just going to roll right over your head. You won't even think about it anymore because you're so secure. And that's the root of what I see of everything for you is security within self. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love it. So good. Okay. The thing coming up right now is if somebody right now wants to share, what do you want to start believing about yourself? What do you want your new story to be? What would it even feel like right now to not have any past story or past experience or past situation dictated and determine who you get to be today moving forward? This takes courage because it takes you changing all your thoughts, your beliefs, your patterns, your behaviors to match this new identity. But nothing changes if we don't declare this. We keep running on the same old story, the same old pattern, and expecting the same things. This is a powerful opportunity and it can change today. That doesn't mean everything physically rearranges, but you start to move towards the direction and start believing and behaving in the identity of who you want to be. And also know when I ask questions to one person answers, everybody can be in reflective contemplation of this question for yourself as well while listening, but start to think for yourself and answer this. So whoever feels called to this one, who do you want to be from this day forward? What do you want to be true for you? Don't think too much about the answer. Just trust whatever comes out is exactly what needs to come out right now.
I can
You want to go?
share.
Perfect. Hi, Marianne.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good. I think for my future, I want to be that person that sticks to her boundaries, and just be strong in them, and not, like you said, just let whatever they think about you just roll off of you and not even worry about that, because you're so secure in who you are and your values and your morals and character that you're not going to even worry about what anybody else thinks. I think that is a big struggle for me, is just sticking to my boundaries and the way I feel about things, and giving people those chances, and just, putting myself on the back burner while they're walking all over me, treating me like crap. But knowing it's like I know my worth, but I don't want to lose that relationship with them, even though it was unhealthy. I did that a lot with my soon to be ex-husband, and in my next relationship, I don't want to be that way. Like, if I see that red flag, I want to say no and walk away and feel good about it. And it's crazy because yesterday I have a niece that's in high school, and my sister-in-law told me what she did to this boy when he was talking really ugly to her, telling her disgusting things. And she immediately called it off. And she's in high school. And I told my sister-in-law that I am so proud of her, because here I am, I'm going to be 45 years old and I could not do that. And she's in high school and she's already realizing her worth. And to say no and not give them another chance. And she's done it twice already. And I'm so proud of that. And I look at her and I'm saying to myself, okay, if your niece in high school can do it, you can do it at 45, and you need to start doing it.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
So that's what I want for myself. I want to be that bold to say, no, I don't agree with what you're doing and how you're treating me, and move on.
Yeah.
Don't get that second chance, you know.
Oh my gosh, that's so powerful too, of a decision and a declaration for you moving forward, to be strong in your boundaries, to be strong in your values. The question coming up for you right now is, why is this so important to you? And are you committed to, even when tests come, because they will come, for you to stick to your boundaries and your values? So that's what I would be asking yourself. I would be sitting with everybody here. Why is it important that you stick to your values, stick to your boundaries, stick to your non-negotiables? And what happens when you don't do that? That's a powerful thing to take a look at. What happened in the past when you guys take an inventory, right? What happened in the past when you went against your boundaries, or you talked yourself out of it, or you made an exception? How many of us as empaths, we make exceptions all day long? We're so forgiving and caring and generous and all these things, which are beautiful traits, but we overcompensate and overuse them where they end up being in our detriment. And that's what I want to help you guys clean up right here, is that it's not bad or wrong to set boundaries. It's actually very powerful. Even in any religious text, you will see boundaries are a part of the process. Even the ocean has a boundary of sand. We're meant to have boundaries, not because we need to fully protect ourselves, but why would we be letting just anything and everything come into our space? That's not respecting ourselves or choosing ourselves or saying we're worthy and who our creator wants us to be. So boundaries are the part where a lot of empaths struggle, and that's why I love to teach on them, is because sometimes, most of the time actually, be honest, when you set a boundary, people don't like it, especially when you're surrounded by narcissistic or unhealthy people. They hate boundaries more than anything. A normal healthy person will take the boundary, they'll take the loss, but a narcissist doesn't. They combat it. They dig under your skin. They try to make you wrong. They say you're a bad mom, you're selfish, all you think about is you broke up the family. Those are the things I hear all day long. They don't take rejection well at all. And so this is where, when you're in your power, you have to be okay with their reaction and their response, and be so secure in your boundary and your decision and your no. That's what makes you trust yourself in the next relationship too. You'll trust yourself to not get into another narcissistic or unhealthy relationship, because the moment you detect it, you'll say no, you'll get out, you'll walk away, you won't entertain it, and you won't feel bad about it because you've had so much pain and you saw what happens when you disrespect your own boundary. It doesn't work. So that's what I see as the fine tuning of coming up here. So we have a few more minutes here. Does somebody want to just share where they're at, or if they're struggling with anything, if they have any wins, or you just want to use your voice, just go ahead and open it up.
Hi, I just wanted to say hi to everyone. Very nice to meet you all. My name is Hiroko. I just joined. I'm excited to do the healing. Just now I've been kind of, asked to move out, and then I hired an attorney, and I'm going through a lot of loss feelings. So yeah, I just wanted to say hi, and I'm looking forward to healing.
Yes, so happy you're here. Thank you for opening up and sharing and saying hi. Awesome. Okay. Do either of you ladies want to say something? Because what I'm going to do, I'll just do a little fine tuning, closing out meditation to just anchor in everything that we talked about. If you just want to listen, that's okay too. You want to say anything? Okay. Everybody good? Oh, you want to say, okay.
Oh, I was just going to say hello.
Hello. So happy that you were here.
Hello.
Awesome.
It's when you were talking about kind of body image and stuff, I had some problems right to the start. I missed, I think, a really small bit of it. But yeah, I was just thinking, I mean, I've tried really hard this last week to sort of get out and do more steps and start eating healthily and things like that. And I had quite a nice weekend. My friend had it was her hen, so she had like a little yoga and afternoon tea as her hen party. So I came away from that feeling really lovely yesterday, I think that was. Yeah, it's something that I've always struggled with, is like body image and weight and that kind of stuff. And I just, and when I was with my ex after the love bombing stage, it was very much, are you going to wear that? Think jives about sort of weight gain, not at me, but at him. And he was a lot slimmer than me. And, it was all that kind of stuff that made me feel. And then when he cheated the last time, I sort of gained 5 stone. I don't know why, really. I don't really know how or why it happened, other than I just got into a rut. So, yeah, but I'm exhausted for some reason. But I just feel that I'm just sort of trying to get back onto that kind of looking after myself. I think I had to kind of bring down my cortisol levels for, like my stress levels first, and sort that side of it out. So I think I'm kind of getting there with that. So yeah, I just kind of want to say hello.
Good. Yeah, we will work on all of that. But once you start opening it, it's really good because the solution will start to come. But that's what we're going to do in the closing out meditation right now. So go ahead and close your eyes. Deep breaths in. Thank yourself for being here. Thank yourself for being brave, for showing up, for speaking, for listening. Every single person is a part of the whole here today. So thank you for contributing in whatever way that you did. Allow yourself to contemplate and think about and sit with some of the things that we talked about, what some of the other ladies shared, what your intuition brought up. I invite you to continue to show up in this space. The reason we're in a group versus one-on-one in this dynamic is so that you can all support each other. You can also see that you're all going through similar things to some capacity. Group dynamics, especially for women, is very healing. Men can't hold space the way that women can. We are very empathetic and nurturing in nature, and that's how we heal and transmute our pain and our worries. And so coming together with other healthy women is very deeply healing for everybody involved. So go ahead, anchor this in, allow yourself to be in the present moment, allow yourself to be into your body, release your fears, your worries, turn it over to your higher power. Let your higher power lead you and guide you and shift you. So when you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to close this out, and I will be seeing you all in the group. Great job, everybody. Have an amazing rest of your day.